to talk about how to make French fries in your air fryer. Now you might be wondering why you would even need a recipe for French fries, and I have a twofold answer for you. First of all, we are not just making French fries, we are making 4 kinds of French fries. We have got salt and pepper, barbecue, garlic, and ranch fries. I'm also going to talk a little bit before we start about how to make the best fries in your air fryer. A common complaint I hear from people who have just gotten their first air fryer is that the fries aren't coming out the way they want them to. The good news about that is that it is not the air fryer's fault. It's easy to fix this problem with just a little know-how. Air fryers are just like any new kitchen gadget, there's a little learning curve. So we'll talk about that, but before we get to the fries, I want to introduce you to my new air fryer. This is the ZenChef XXL, and they're sponsoring this video. Thank you, ZenChef. It's a great air fryer. First of all, it is huge. My old air fryer was a 3.7 quart, and this one is 5.8. If you already have a 5.8 quart, you know what I'm talking about. The bigger basket means you can make more food at once. For my family of 3, the smaller air fryer is good, but not if I want to cook for leftovers or cook for friends. There's not enough room in the basket. I also love the basket design. Let me pull it out for you. You see in the bottom how there are holes instead of a mesh? And there's a little bit of leftover French fry in there. Let's not judge me. Those holes, I find, are easier to clean, and I also find stuff doesn't stick to them as much. It's also got, instead of just a little slide to cover the basket release, which always has fallen off of my old air fryers, this one is like a real sturdy flip-up situation. So you don't accidentally release the basket, which is great. I also love how quiet this air fryer is. Oh my gosh, if you already have an air fryer, you know what I'm talking about. Those things are so loud. They scare my dogs. Very loud. This guy is really quiet, and the beeps at the end are really quiet too, which is just refreshing. You also are able to use it to cook with less oil, and it cooks things faster. If you're used to baking stuff, you can do the same baked recipes for pretty much anything in an air fryer, same temperature half the time. And that works in the ZenChef XXL as well. The other thing I wanted to mention about this model is that instead of only going up to 20 minutes like most air fryers do, it goes up to 60, which is great for something like baked potatoes that take a little bit longer to cook. Longer than 20 minutes to cook in the air fryer. But enough about my air fryer. Let's talk about these French fries, y'all. There are a few common mistakes that people make when they're making French fries in the air fryer. The first thing I want to talk about is the kind of potato to use. This is your potato to use, guys. A russet. It's also called an Idaho potato sometimes. I have made fries in the air fryer with red potatoes and white potatoes, and those softer potatoes cook a lot faster, but they also just don't end up with the right texture for fries. Get a russet. They're not very expensive, and you'll have better results. The next thing I want to talk about is soaking. I know a lot of air fryer instructions say that you need to soak your potatoes, your cut potatoes, before you fry them. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you soak your cut potatoes when you make oven fries? If you haven't been doing that, don't worry about soaking your air fries either. Your results will be just as good as you're used to. If you soak already, by all means keep doing it, but you might want to skip it once to see, because the difference is, it's barely noticeable, and you save a good 10-20 minutes if you skip soaking. The next thing I want to talk about is the size that you're cutting your fries. You can really do any size you want. Bigger pieces will take longer to cook, smaller pieces will take less time, and that's why what's really important is that you have uniform pieces. If you have one really fat piece and one really skinny piece, the fat ones will cook more slowly, they won't be done, and the smaller ones will start to burn. So if you have more uniform pieces, you'll end up with uniform results. I also want to talk about the last important thing when you're thinking about air fryer French fries is air circulation. The way an air fryer works is by hot circulating air moving around and cooking your food inside that basket. That's why it has the holes in the bottom. So there are 2 things that you need to do to help facilitate that airflow. The first thing is shake often. I don't know what it is about French fries. Other stuff I don't have to shake as often. But with French fries, if you don't shake often, you end up with mushy or even uncooked fries in the middle, and then nice crispy ones on the outside. When you shake, you move the inside fries out, the outside fries move in, and it gives everything an opportunity to get hit equally with that hot circulating air. So instead of shaking instead of shaking just once during cooking, I would shake every 5 minutes when you're making fries. The other thing to consider about airflow is how much you fill your basket. I know that when you see a picture of French fries in an air fryer, they're like overflowing beautifully from the basket, and that's very artistic and bountiful looking, but don't do that. If you fill your basket that much, the air can't move around and your fries are gonna be garbage. You wanna do, even in a big air fryer like this, I wouldn't do more than like 3, maybe 4 potatoes at a time. Don't overfill it. Most air fryer baskets will have a fill line on the inside, and I wouldn't even go all the way up to the fill line. Space is your friend. Airflow is your friend when you're making air fries in your air fryer. So I think I've covered pretty much the do's and don'ts. Are you guys ready to go back in time and watch me make these beautiful French fries in the air fryer? I know you are. Let's do it.